Hello YouTube community and welcome to this video. I don't know why that was done so seriously. So I'm trying out something kind of different today. I want to talk as I go. I want to do the voiceover as I go. I usually obviously voice over afterwards and it just doesn't work very well for me because I have so much that I want to say while I'm doing the project, and as soon as I go to do a voiceover afterwards, I just have nothing to say. So we're trying this, see if it works out. If you don't like the setup, don't say anything. I worked so hard on this. I was just originally going to draw on my own, and then I was like, heck, let me make it into a YouTube video. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of fan art today, because I'm a geek, okay?
In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo.
I'm going to be doing some fan art for something really obscure. So this is the C.S. Lewis Space Trilogy, and if you didn't know that that existed, you're not alone. Most people don't. I finished Out of the Silent Planet and Paralandra, or Paralandra, this, and I'm on That Hideous Strength right now, which is definitely the most terrifying of the three books, probably my least favorite. I'd have to say the first one was probably my favorite because it was it's like almost like the high fantasy version of science fiction. High science fiction. No. It's very interesting and I really like it, clearly, because I'm going to be making fan art of it today. And what I'm going to be doing it of is my favorite character from the series, whose name is Ransom. I think it's Dr. Elwyn Ransom. I love this character. He's very much like a Frodo Bilbo type of character. I don't know how to explain it.
And I just feel like I've been through so much with Ransom, and you know, he's my homeboy, and so yeah.
Maybe this was a bad idea because I'm just talking so much nonsense right now. I've already wasted 4 minutes. So let's get actually into the video. Okay, I have a very vague picture of what I think Ransom looks like in my mind, which is not helpful at all. When I read books, I see more of like a vague idea, a vague outline of a character. The face is just kind of blurry, like I don't like picture specific features. I'm doing like a portrait, so like a large portrait. And I think I'm going to be doing it in colored pencil. I've been doing a lot of watercolor lately. I've been selling some watercolors lately. So I've been watercoloring pretty much every day, and I'm so sick of it. I can't even tell you how sick of it I am. I really don't want to do watercolor in my free time, so. I did see if there was any drawings, fan art of him already, and I only got literally one picture, and I don't even know if it's a real drawing or if it's AI. The character isn't really described, just kind of like up to interpretation. There's something about the nose that I'm not liking. It's hard because the picture I have in my head is so vague that it's like, I might not find something that looks quite right because I just don't really have an actual picture in my head. Not quite like a button nose, but like a nose that kind of like comes up at the end, pops up, like some shading right there. He's kind of gonna have a look of like surprise on his face. I mean, the character does go through a lot of surprising things in his journey. I don't want to give too much away if you want to read it yourself. This looks a little bit too comical almost. I don't want it to look like comical. I want it to look like he's like actually like surprised. I think it's the way the teeth are. I have heard that a few people who watch my channel want me to do some drawing tutorials. Not quite sure when or if I will be able to do that, but I'm thinking about it. Something's off. I think it's the chin. It's bothering me. Alright, one thing that I don't like is I want the mouth to be further down. Okay, I'm gonna give him big eyes. Even though I want to be doing like, I think maybe colored pencils, it's not a realistic portrait. It's definitely more of a cartoony kind of thing. These are just general idea of where the eye's gonna be. It's not how the eye's going to be shaped. I kind of do circles where the eyes will be just to give me an idea. I think maybe the eyes are too big, even for a cartoon. Okay, I think the nose may be too far down. This is where some of the shading is gonna be. But I think that my idea is this is kind of further into the story, maybe at the end, closer to the end. I'm gonna give him some kind of wounds on his face. The nose is wrong. I think I want it to be a little bit more like circle.
Let's face it, some people have a way with words.
Maybe like higher up. Okay, I'm gonna add hair now because for some reason for a really long time I've put off doing the hair. He looks too young. Now that I'm looking at it, I feel like his nose is too high up. I just can't get that nose right. It said in the book that he had a coat, so I'm kind of trying to draw that. So, I finished the drawing, I think. So when I first finished it, I wasn't sure if I liked it, but I took a step back, and I really like it now, I think. I'm just gonna erase the pencil lines, and I think I'm gonna do a really, really light coat of watercolor. I know I was ragging on watercolor early in the video. I'm just gonna do a really thin layer of watercolor just to get a base color down so that I can do colored pencil on top of it. A lot of people use alcohol markers for that, and I do actually own alcohol markers. I did use them in my 5-day art challenge, but I do know that they fade over time, and that always kind of scares me out of using them. My Van Gogh watercolors. I'm super, super thankful for the opportunity to be able to sell my watercolors. I'm just so sick of using it. It's very precarious. I'm just doing one quick layer. I haven't used my colored pencils for a big project in a pretty long time. I used to do these very realistic drawings that would take me literally ages, and those are some of my best drawings that I've ever done. They just are so time consuming. It's something that you really gotta sit down and go, okay, I'm gonna do this. Sometimes that's really hard to get the motivation to do, especially when I know I'm not gonna be able to do a drawing in one sitting. Oop, I forgot an ear. I'm going to switch to these watercolors. Oop. I think that he's supposed to have blonde hair in the first book, or maybe grayish blondes. I think in the second book someone said he was going gray, so there was like gray at his around his temples or something like that. So I'm assuming he had blonde hair, or was supposedly had blonde hair in the first book. The fan art that I did see of him, I'm assuming supposed to be in the first book, had blonde hair, so I will go with blonde. I'm just doing these colors really, really light so that they're there and you can tell they're there, but they're just a base. I'm gonna go with like a foresty green for his dress shirt here. I don't actually know what color his eyes are supposed to be. I'm gonna try to look it up. So I did look it up, and it says that his eyes are never explicitly given a color. So I think I'll just probably go with gray. I also found out while I was Googling that his character was partly modeled on J.R.R. Tolkien and Lewis himself, so I thought that's kind of interesting. I also do kind of feel like the drawing that I did looks a little bit like J.R.R. Tolkien, or at least my idea of him. I'm going with like brown for the jacket. I really like how it's turning out so far. It was a little bit dodgy there for, oh my goodness, no. Okay, it just got dodgy again. Alright, I think it's fine. I like it. It's going to be really fun to add, details with the colored pencils. So, see you then. So, it's the next day, and I think I'm going to actually switch to time-lapse for the sake of time and storage, in my sanity. I started off this video so strong, like, I'm not gonna do watercolor, I'm gonna film it this way the whole time, and then I did watercolor and am now switching to time-lapse. I don't know what the moral of this story is. Okay, so this is where we have landed so far. I think it turned out pretty good, actually. So I thought I might just come back to you.
Do not come to my town.
I think I'm gonna add some gray to his hair. The thing that I think is throwing me off is I definitely pictured him more with brown hair, but I think the character is meant to be blonde. In one of the books, he kind of like ages backwards in the third one. They say he has blonde, golden hair or whatever. So I'm assuming he's supposed to have had blonde hair. But I always pictured him with a more brownish hair. So I'm just doing that a little bit here, as you can see. So he's still blonde, but he's a little bit more how I pictured him. Okay, so I think I'm going to give him dark eyebrows. I think one thing that I also want to do is make his eyes darker. I don't know, I'm just picturing him with darker eyes, and the really light eyes for some reason are just not looking good. I don't know what it is. He's kind of come to look a little less shocked and more tired. I kind of like it. Also, as the book goes on, he does have a beard, but I didn't want to draw the beard. And I didn't really picture him with a beard. He has a bruise here, as you can probably tell. You could probably see me drawing that. You have eyes. I think I might add one over here as well, just to kind of balance it out. I think I'm gonna try to do some more shading like this. Some more like blockish shading, which I was really trying to do at the beginning there, and it just wasn't translating well. Gotta be careful when I'm doing the shading, because he starts to look too old really quickly. Especially when I start to do that shading under the eye is when it really starts looking a little bit too old. I think in the book he's supposed to be 40 or 50. Have with me a bag. Nope. A bag. It's got little mushies on it. I love it. So there's like Sharpie Posca pens. And I just want to add like something really blocky and stylized to it. I just kind of feel like that's the vibe, the general vibe that the picture gives off anyway. I want to add something in. I don't really know how this is gonna look. I want to do like a little bit of like a design behind him. I'm just gonna go for these blocky circles. I am back. I'm here to give my final thoughts. Well, I always feel really rushed whenever I give my final thoughts, and it always ends up just being like, yeah, so I think it ended up really cute. It came out so cute. Well, I just think it's so cute. So I decided I want to talk to you about it. I actually genuinely like this drawing. I like the style. I specifically like the bruising and stuff. Kind of shows that he's been through some things. If you were also wondering about the quote, this is a quote from the second book. I didn't feel like digging through the entire book to find this quote, and Google wasn't very helpful. So I just did it off of memory, so this might not be the exact quote, but I put it down as, and he knew now why his name was Ransom. That was a really cool moment, I felt like, in the books. I added some stars too because I just felt like it needed something in the corner, and stars, space. So far, it's been pretty good. I will say it's not a kid's series. It can be very violent. It's not like Narnia, but it's got that same like comforting style that C.S. Lewis has in Narnia. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you read this series. I hope you enjoy it as much as I have. If you like this video, please like this video. Please comment, and please subscribe, and please share. I will see you all later. Bye!